Hi everybody, welcome back to the Sports Show. Time to talk about the Southern Footy League. Been fortunate, of course, the Pres is always with us. Craig, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are we?
Very well, mate. And Dave Denyer, of course, the president of the Reynella Footy Club. So let's have a chat with you first, Dave, and then we'll get to the other stuff of the Southern Footy League. Reynella Footy Club, mate, it's one of the oldest footy clubs in Australia, so the tradition is pretty high.
Yep.
Last year, 2015 premiers. This year, it's a little bit more difficult.
A little bit more difficult. We've lost a couple of players through injuries, and we've recruited a couple of blokes in as well, but we're hoping to still be up there. Currently sitting third, so still not too far away.
All right, I was out there last Friday, mate, and a magnificent junior base that you've got out there. Looked like a couple of hundred kids out tearing up the oval, which is what the curator was really happy about. But it looks like you've got a great junior base. Now, that's hard for any footy club to get, yet you seem to do it really well.
Yeah, I think we're a little bit of planning and a little bit of good luck as well, but we've got under 12s down to under 8s, we've got about 240 kids running around, and we've also got about another 120 juniors between 14s and 18s running around as well. So we're really lucky. We promote our juniors really well up into our seniors as well. So we're extremely proud of our junior program, and yeah, very lucky to have them around.
Michelle, you've been a part of a netball club trying to get the juniors to come in. And netball, of course, a big female participation.
Absolutely.
The one thing that struck me out there with your footy club is the past players that come back to the club and coach. Do we get the same with netball?
I think we could do it better. It's one thing that I think we need to work on a lot with the netball. We definitely don't do it as much as we should do it with South Australian Netball Association. We don't value our past players, our Diamonds players. So I'm talking Thunderbirds and that top level. But in the Garville netball clubs, the contact netball clubs, they actually do it really well. And if you're a member of the Contacts Netball Club, you're there for life. You know, they use the old players to come back, run clinics, and it's a real business. They love it. You know, it's a real an honour to be a life member of the club. So it's something that I think we could do a lot better. But, you know, I love the fact that you've got that many numbers in the really young kids.
It's sensational. We're really lucky.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of clubs around that are trying to get the sort of numbers that we got.
So how do you do it? Is it culture? Is that one thing?
I think it's a culture. We've really based our club around our juniors, and then we think that if the juniors progress their way through, then they work their way into seniors. And you know, last year we won the grand final, as Phil was saying, and I think 18 out of our 21 were locally bred and come up through the club. So we're pretty proud of that sort of fact.
Do you bring them through from Auskick? Is that how you get them in the first place?
We don't run an Auskick program, but we do from under 8s. So basically 6, 7-year-olds come through and start playing with us at that stage.
Is that modified? Like you're talking to a netballer here. So I know
modified,
the guys know about football, but I'm going to learn as I go. Modified. And
our under 8s are 12-a-side.
Okay.
A little bit different than the SFL do. They do a 9-a-side competition, but we like the 12-a-side. It gives we break the field into 3 thirds. The kids have to stay in their third.
In their thirds.
And everyone rotates through those thirds, so they all get a chance at being back centre and forward as well, having a chance to get goals. We get the girls involved.
Full tackle?
No, there's no full tackles at that stage, so it's just touch and stuff like that. No tackling at all. In handball, you know, I don't think you're allowed to bounce in the under 8s, are you?
No.
No, so...
Wow.
So they can learn the handball.
How to use the ball
and
provision because their ball's a bit quicker. Oh, it's good.
Mate, I want to ask you about the volunteers because they're a massive part of any organisation to be successful. A couple off the top of your head, and we don't want to leave anyone out, don't want to offend anyone, but who'd be the longest serving volunteer at the Reynella Footy Club? Or a couple of them?
There's a couple that really spring to mind, and one is my treasurer, and he's the heart and soul of the club, Dave Willoughby. Old Willow. He's in the canteen every Saturday and Sunday. He's been retired for a few years now. Does all of our shopping, gets the place clean and tidy. Without him, we'd be struggling a fair bit. The other one is a guy called Bobby Lloyd, who has been with the club since our first premiership in 1969. As a young bloke then, but he's come through and he's been one of our trainers and stuff like that. He's still involved with us now. He does our scoreboards on the Saturdays. So, you know, those sort of blokes are just legends at the club. You know, it's good because past players do hang around with us. A lot of them are coming up through the minis at the moment, the guys that I know that I played against and maybe with some of them. We've got a past players show in a couple of weeks against Morpeth Vale at our ground, so that's going to be a big day for us. We're hoping to get probably 2,000 or 3,000 people out to watch the game, which is huge. I I think there's a couple of SFL sides that love to get those sort of numbers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially out that way too.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's talk about the numbers, mate. Let's talk about what's happening in the Southern Footy League. So you had your second draw of the season, Brighton.
Yeah,
and
mate.
Morphettville.
The pasty struck again. The old oval down there at Morphy Parks. You remember a couple of weeks ago they beat Flagstaff Hill, who were then top.
Yep.
So Brighton journeyed down there on the weekend and come away with a draw. So again, that's certainly tightened up the race for the. With 4 rounds to go, a race for the finals.
Well, mate, let you talk about that race. Well, let's have a look at it. We've got a shot of where the premiership ladder is right at this minute. So we'll have a look at it. 4 rounds to go. Anyone just about can make the top,
well, mate,
top 8.
but still haven't got a top 8. Still haven't got a top 4 leading into. And when we look at the upcoming rounds, most of those top 6 sides are playing each other over the next 4 weeks. So it's going to go right down to the wire as to who is going to be in the top 4 to get the double chance and to actually make the 8.
All right, let's talk about this weekend's games, mate. Tribe game of the week, Noarlunga up against Flaggies. What are you predicting?
Well, that was last week.
Last week.
Noarlunga got over Flaggies by 25 points. So that was a little bit of a surprise, but Noarlunga are on the march. They're quietly confident down there at Shoeland. So, yeah.
Right, Brighton and Reynella. Tribe game this week.
Yeah, Brighton and Reynella. Big past players day down at Brighton this week, celebrating their 130 years as well of existence, and will be an absolute bottler.
It's also a grand final replay from last year.
Yeah, so.
How are your boys tracking, mate? You're seeing the way the other teams are tracking. You've had some injuries this year, so good win last week.
Yeah, we've had an up and down season. We've had a lot of injuries. We've lost a few guys through ACLs and a broken leg, so some are really talented players.
I know what that feels like.
Yeah, but we've been bloody good.
Sorry, I have to say that. It's been a year of that, eh?
Just reflecting on our own coaching career.
I love hearing someone else say that, but I don't really. But, yeah.
But we've really been blooding our juniors this year. Like, we've put up quite a few of our under-18s to play, and even last week we've got a really talented kid that's been playing out at Glenelg, and he was our under-16 captain at Glenelg. He's come up through all the ranks at Reynella. They had a bye last week, I think it was, at the under-18s at Glenelg, so he came out and played for us and debuted in our A grade and really acquitted himself well, kicked 4 goals, 3, and as a 16-year-old, so fantastic.
Yeah,
so,
it's great to see those young kids doing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Craig, Dave, great to have you in. Look forward to hearing about next week's results. And we're Reynella. I might adopt them as my footy team. I like Billy out there. He's
Go the one
great
fly.
bloke at Air Diffusion. So, time for us to go to a break. Stay with us. Still plenty to come.